Hello, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, red carpet hosts, MC speaker, and Chef Janette. Welcome back to another Cooking with Janette. Today, I'm going to be doing a very quick and easy pasta, which makes for a very simple, quick and easy, yet healthy and delicious meal during the week or even on the weekend when you really don't feel like cooking, or maybe you don't even really have that much time to cook. And we're going to be pulling it together very quickly. So we are going to be using ground beef and veg. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So it's half in a pot and half in right to the bake pan. It's really simple, so it doesn't require a lot of steps. Now, because I cook in a kosher kitchen, I cannot mix dairy with meat, so there will be no cheese or milk or anything like that in this recipe. If you want, though, you could substitute and add it in. It's really up to you. Anyway, I like to make this is very quick, and so what I did was I prepared my stuff ahead of time. And all this is it's a 1 Roma tomato chopped, some sun-dried tomato, about 2 sun-dried tomatoes chopped, 4 mushrooms chopped, really small, a quarter of a stick of zucchini chopped very small, red onion also chopped very small. You can use cooking onion if you don't have red onion, and green pepper also chopped very small. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put something, I'm using a pan. You're probably thinking, why is she not using a frying pan? You can do that too. This is going to be very quick. I can do everything in one. I could even do the pasta everything in one, but I'm going to do it in 2. Like transfer it to a baking dish after, so that it'll bake in the oven. I preset the oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so I put that pan in. Next comes my extra virgin olive oil. And I always use the same brand. And I've mentioned it many times, and we always link it. Sabarato. Anyway, okay, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in. Not that much. You don't need that much. Probably about a tablespoon, if that, probably a little less. And a little bit of lemon juice. Now, I already put some lemon juice over these veg, which I had in the fridge overnight to actually absorb more flavors. I'm going to start by adding the veg. We have to cook the veg a little bit first, and then I'm going to dump in the meat. And this whole thing is going to come together really, really fast. So I'm dumping in first and foremost the veg into the pot. And once I get it in, I'm going to show you what we're going to do and what it looks like. Okay, let me just get it all out first. Okay, so we're basically using our pot like a frying pan instead of bringing out your frying pan. But if you have a frying pan, it's just as easy. I guess you could use it that way too. So I've got my burner on about 7. I put it on 7. You have to know your stove, right? Okay, so you can see that this is all cooking very nicely. Now it's been in here about 3 minutes, and you're also going to see that the juice of the tomato and the juice of the veg is mixing so nicely with that little bit of olive oil we threw in, okay, and a little bit of lemon juice. And so you can start now adding the meat. But first, I just want to get my baking dish, which I'm putting it all into here, this baking dish, ready. So I just need to put a little bit of olive oil in here and some Pam. So I'm going to put some Pam in first. It's going to help the cleanup afterwards. That's why I always use it. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil as well. Not that much. Not even a tablespoon. Okay? So I have Olive oil in now, and I'm going to do the rest of the cooking here and then just transfer it right over, okay? So this is starting to smell really good. It doesn't even have our seasonings in. Just keep going at this, I have it on 8, actually. Okay, now I'm taking this, which is a pound of ground beef, and I'm just going to put it in and break it up. And then I'm going to add our liquids. So if it's not breaking up so well with this, I'm going to switch to this to break it up. This isn't working so great on it. Throw in a little bit of water to give it a little more liquid, but not too much, just a little, because I want it to separate and break up a little easier, right? It's hard to get it to break up. Okay, so that's getting all mixed in nicely. I'm cooking my beef, and it's going to break it up nicely. That little bit of water helped just to break it up a little. Okay, so that's cooking and simmering away. And it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to fully brown. It's got to be really well cooked. Now I'm going to add a little more liquid, but not too much, just a little bit, because I'm going to put the rest into the baking dish and do the rest in the oven. So just put a little bit in, a little bit of tomato sauce, not too much, probably about 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this chicken broth I have. Now, once you open the chicken broth, you're going to have to use it right away for other things. I'll turn it into a chicken soup for tomorrow. Put a little bit in. It's going to make the brown meat a little bit. And after, I'm going to use the rest liquid to cook the noodles. Stir it up. Let it cook. And this is basically a meat sauce I'm making. It's really quick meat sauce. Okay, so that's coming along really nicely. You can see it cooking. And I'm going to season it now. Okay, seasoning. We're going with a little bit of black pepper. Not too much. So a pinch of salt. It's kosher meat. I don't need to use too much salt. But it will help it make a little bit of a gravy. Okay, that's enough salt. All right, next I'm going in with my a little bit of lemon pepper. Don't use too much of that. Just a little. Oh, this is actually not lemon pepper. Lemon peppers here. Lemon pepper. Okay. Then I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. This is all dried. Today I'm using all dried ingredients. And then I'm going to add some garlic powder and some onion powder. So first the garlic powder. Then a little bit of onion powder. Altogether, I'm going to go with about a teaspoon each, and then if I need more, I add more, but I don't really measure, so I'm just eyeballing it, the measurement. That's what I was taught to cook. When it looks right, that's fine. After taste it, if it doesn't taste good, then maybe you gotta add a little bit more. Okay, so that's all done. And then I'm going to add in my parsley, my dried parsley flakes. And I'm also going to get my Italian seasoning out in 1 second and add that in. I thought I had put it down, but I didn't, so I need to add it. Now, you could put the noodles right in here and add more liquid. If you want, you can do it that way. I may actually try it that way and then transfer it to the baking dish. But sometimes I just put it into the baking dish. I'm going to put 1 bay leaf in, and then I'm going to throw my Italian seasoning in as well. Just bear with me, I'm trying to find my Italian seasoning. Put a little bit of rosemary, but if I get my Italian, oh, here's my Italian seasoning blend. So if I use this, I don't have to really add the rosemary or thyme separately because it's all together in the Italian blend. So that kind of just, don't want to overdo it. So let me just get this open. I'm gonna add a little bit of the Italian, I will just do the Italian blend today. And I won't add the rosemary separate because they have rosemary, thyme, everything in here. Sage, a whole bunch of other things. Very good, you know, sort of cuts down the need for it. Me to have to do it in all the other different places. Okay, that should be good. All right, now you can see it's looking really good. It's kind of getting gravy-like, so that's the sauce. Okay, and you need that little bit of water, especially because the pasta is going to go in and cook right with it. Okay, next I'm going to add a little bit more liquid because I am going to throw the pasta right in here. So I put a little more olive oil, a little bit more of this liquid, which is the chicken soup blend. If you don't have the chicken soup blend, you could also use just a vegetable or tomato soup blend, or you could use even a beef broth. Whatever you have on hand is not going to make a difference. Okay, so now I've added about 2 cups of that. And I'm going to add in my tomato sauce, a little bit more. So you'll see it's getting quite liquidy now, which we need because this is what's going to cook our pasta. So this I'm using not quite the full container, about half. Okay, now I'm going to give it a little stir again. And you might think, well, that's very liquidy, it looks like a soup. But once you get the pasta in, not going to be the case, right? And the pasta won't cook unless it's fully submerged in the liquid. So you have to have a fair amount. You throw it in, let it cook up. And then I'm gonna maybe thicken it just slightly. Let it cook all together. I may add a little bit more pasta. It looks like I picked it with a little more. So I'm adding another half a cup. This is a pretty big pot. It's a pretty big pot. So this is like a 1-pot dinner. And it will thicken. And then you'll have a nice meat sauce pasta. And just let it cook. And heat up a little bit more. In the end, I went for about 2 cups of pasta, okay? There we go. That's the end of that. So now, I may need to add a little more seasoning because I added more pasta, so I probably will. And you can see it's also getting nice and thick. And the pasta is going to cook right in here. So it's one pot. It's easy. It's a nutritious, delicious dinner. And I don't have to make the pasta separately. If you want to, though, you can. You can make the sauce, make the pasta separately, drain it with a colander, and then, you know, do it that way if you want. I'm just going to do everything stovetop, and then I'm going to put it right in that dish and throw it in the oven to bake up a little bit more. Okay, so now I want to add some more seasoning. I also want to add some seasoned breadcrumbs, just to thicken it a bit. You could add flour too if you wanted. Just a little bit. Not even, I would say 1.5 tablespoons to be exact. Okay, we don't need any more liquid. But I do think we need a little more seasoning. So, kind of got to eyeball it. Smells amazing. But I have to see if it needs too liquidy, and I got to thicken it up a bit. Of course, the pasta, once it cooks, will also thicken it because there's flour in the pasta. So, it will thicken it. Okay, I'm throwing in a little more pepper, just a touch. I'm throwing in a little more garlic powder, just a touch. I'm throwing in a little more onion powder. And I'm throwing in a little more parsley, dried parsley. You can use, if you have it on hand, real parsley, like fresh parsley, or any of these things you can use fresh too. You don't have to use dried. I just use dried. It's better for me. It works better for me. Okay, so now mix it through. And I'm also going to add a little bit more of my Italian seasoning. Not too much, just a little bit. Let me just get that. Yes, usually it's in a container like the others, but I just don't have time lately to do everything. That's why I want a quick and easy dinner that's ready in no time, and that's what I'm getting. Now, this will go nicely. You can serve it with a salad to start, and if you want, you can make some garlic bread too. It's nice with it. If you don't keep kosher like me, you could throw in some cheese. You could throw in a little bit of cream if you wanted to make it a cream sauce. You could even throw in, and I will do this at the very end for the person who likes it, a little bit of chili flakes, because, you know, it gives a little kick. So, but I don't like chili flake too much. So we just want to really make sure that we're getting everything incorporated and mixed well. And yeah, I'll put one in and then the rest she can have after. I don't like it. Okay, so you're maybe even thinking, well, this looks a bit like a chili, but okay, it could be if you wanted it to be, if you want to leave it looser and you don't, you know, I put the pasta in already, but if you just made the sauce, let's say, without the pasta, then you could have it like a chili, or you know, like, or even like a sloppy joe. You could serve it over bread. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's like a very quick and easy dinner. It's ready, comes together quickly. It's not terribly fattening, and it's got a lot of vegetable in it. And it's going to taste amazing. And it's done. I'm just going to cover it up a little so that it can thicken a little. And we're basically done. We got dinner for tonight. So I'm just gonna cover it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna transfer it over here. Maybe a pinch more salt might need. So you can see also it's thickening because the pasta is, you know, cooking into it, and that's making it thicken. God, does this smell good. Okay, I'm just gonna let it cook up a bit, and then I'm gonna put it right away into that dish, and then into the oven. I'm going to take my pre-cut foil, ready to go, cover it up, throw it into the oven, 350 degrees, and we're ready for dinner. Unfortunately, my oven tricked me. I thought it was on. It wasn't. So now it is 350. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. And now I'm going to transfer it into the other dish. Some of the pasta stuck at the bottom. Not too bad. Okay, got it. This pan is so heavy, it's not even funny. Okay, got it. I'm gonna let the rest of that liquid absorb in the oven when it's cooking. I'll just mix that around a little bit. And there we have it, our dinner for tonight. So I'm going to actually just finish it off with a touch more breadcrumbs on top. You could use an Italian breadcrumb too if you wanted, that would taste good. And like I said, if you wanted, and you can use it, you could add cream to the sauce. You could put any kind of Italian spice, Italian blended cheese on top, mozzarella, asiago, parmigiano, whatever. You could put that in too, and it would be really nice. It would make a nice crust on top, and it would probably taste amazing. Unfortunately, I can't do that, so I'm not doing it. But you know, I work with what I've got, and I think that's the point here. Anyway, we've got a nice dinner for supper tonight. Here's the finished product of what it looks like in the tray. It's gonna cook up nicely now into the oven at 350 degrees, covered. And that's it. I'm ready for my 3 o'clock call. There we go. 350 in the oven. I'm going to say at least 1 hour. Thanks for being with me again today on Cookin' with Janette. This is Janette Burke, your host and chef, signing off. Please remember to like, comment, and share all our posts. And I really would love your feedback. Have you made the dish? Was it a hit or a miss? And do you want more dishes like this? Simple, quick, easy to prepare type of dishes? What else would you like to see from me? What other recipes would you like to see from me? I love the feedback, so please feel free to share it in the video comments below. And we'll see you next time on Cookin' with Janette. Bye for now.